So one thing I've noticed in my very short-term YouTube vlog history is that audience tend to lean towards people who are like relatable and have similar personalities to them and someone that they can comprehend. The fundamental flaw with that is I have the kind of personality that either people completely love or they completely hate. Kind of like Sherlock. Actually, no, exactly like Sherlock now that I'm really thinking about it. So how I found that out was I am in another YouTube channel that I kind of do for fun. We haven't put anything out recently, but it's still a lot of fun to do it. I do it with my two good friends, Colin and Nick. And I suggested the idea that we all take a personality quiz with the 16 different personality types. And it was just, like, of course it had to be me, that I would get like one of the rarest and yet most cynical of all of the personalities. I have what is known as the INTJ personality. And if you don't know what that means, you can look it up. So instead of me trying to explain everything in one go, I am just going to show you clips of the video that I took with my two friends on our Tiresome Trio video. And plus they're a lot funnier because it's so much funnier seeing my reaction for the first time at reading this. Especially with them because they just had, like, I don't even think they commented half the time. They just kind of laughed at me. So yeah, here we go. So the intro says it's lonely at the top, and being one of the rarest and most strategically capable personality types, INTJs know this all too well. INTJs form just 2% of the population. Women of this personality types are especially rare, forming just 0.8% of the population. It is often a challenge for them to find like-minded individuals who are able to keep up with their relentless intellectualism and chess-like maneuvering. People with the INTJ personality type are imaginative yet decisive, ambitious yet private, amazingly curious, but they do not squander their energy.
That is her to a T, and if you were wondering, she said chest-like, not chest-like.
You know, although that would technically not be too off either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, INTJs are very intelligent and they are very logical and analytical, and it's so me because I prefer to keep emotion out of a lot of situations, especially if they're conflicts. I always kind of think that they just make situations worse, and emotions tend to make people not say things that should be said or to say things that shouldn't be said. And it just kind of puts a lot of roadblocks in a situation that could be very easy to handle. And yes, I do often say that emotion is unnecessary, but in a way it is a necessary evil because I do believe that humanity and emotion kind of go hand in hand in that sense. So, moving on. But for relationships, oh god. You're about to hear how creepy I am. Alright. In romance, people with the INTJ personality type approach things the way they do with most situations. They compose a series of calculated actions with a predicted and desirable end goal. That desirable end goal being a healthy long-term relationship, rather than falling head over heels in a whirlwind of passion and romance.
Oh my.
This guy.
What?
Yes. That's your personality
whoa.
type.
No.
Yeah.
Just because I love hard doesn't mean I fall head over heels.
Well, INTJs identify potential partners who meet a certain range of predetermined criteria, break the dating process down into a series of measurable milestones, then proceed to execute the plan with clinical precision.
Sorry, if I'm making a face, I'm reading everything else. And it's spot on.
Right?
It scares me.
So I really like this because it is scarily accurate to how I actually approach relationships. Now, unfortunately, for me, I have never been in a relationship, so I really can't give too much of a synopsis about my experience, but for the most part, that is definitely what I would do. Like, I have an idea of what I would do, when I would do it, how, like, it just, everything is planned out in my life. I don't like things being like, oh, let's go somewhere, and me being like, okay, I'm just like, no.
That's me, however.
Which is why I was saying
what was it, 3 times this past week we ran into Lancaster just because? Or 2 times?
So I like
something like that.
So when I pointed at you, like, I wasn't talking about like literally like but like that's your personality. Like, you're more into the emotional, like, you know, I love you kind of thing, and I'm just like, this is gonna happen here, this is gonna happen here, this is gonna happen here.
Stone cold analytical.
Yeah. just like me.
I would prefer love in a relationship instead of,
Well,
we're gonna go do this today.
No, I mean, like, there is, it is love, but
No,
it's
I get what you're
organized. I
know.
can't just...
I'm chaotic as fuck, and I love it.
Oh, God. Love. We're not gonna even get into that. Like, literally, it was just so perfectly said that it's actually kind of scary. So we're just gonna move on from that. I think all that was needed to be said was said. All right, are you guys ready for this?
No, I'm not ready for this shit. My body's not ready.
People with the INTJ personality...
my body's not ready.
Now it's ready.
Now I'm ready.
People with the INTJ personality type tend to have more success in developing friendships than they do with romantic relationships.
Wait, what?
It says they have more success in developing friendships than they do with romantic relationships. It's so sad how true that is.
Sad but true. Yes, my phone case is Vimo.
But, there's a but. But they nonetheless suffer from many... Oh.
Say it.
They suffer from many of the same setbacks. Substituting rational processes for emotional availability. This intellectual distance tends to go both ways, making INTJs notoriously difficult to read and get to know, and making INTJs not want to bother reading anyone they think isn't on their level. I know, I lost my breath. Overcoming these hurdles is often all but impossible without the sort of instant connection made possible by sharing the intuitive trait. Go at it.
I don't think we need to. That's you to a T.
The part about the romantic relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh god, that is
really
hilarious.
made me sad.
I'm sorry, but that's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
Get it done.
Oh god, that's... Oh man, that's...
There are no words to describe it. It's just absolutely perfect.
That is downright right. I hate to say it, but yeah,
as sad as it
you
is,
to a
it's,
T.
it's true.
It's okay.
Don't touch my head. It's so fucking creepy.
That's right now.
Okay, alright. Friendship kind of made me sad. Like, doesn't that kind of make you sad? Like, I suffer from the same setbacks as love. Nearly because I just have a personality that people tend to either find intriguing or annoying, and they tell you to shut up, or they start, you know, being mean to you. And I suffered from that in middle school, mostly because I have been always very mature for my age. And in middle school, people saw that as weird, that, you know, I wasn't like them. I was kind of, you know, a bit, I guess, out there because... I don't know. But I didn't have that many friends until high school, when people started calming down because their emotions and their hormones were finally starting to settle into adulthood, and I could actually have friends again. Wow, that's really sad.
Parenthood.
So seeing how friendships went, let's see how parenting goes for me.
Never getting married.
We're gonna learn today.
Oh. Actually, let's find out. There's at least a 10% chance it says you're not going to get married. Because
Given how yours has been going.
So hard to find somebody.
No,
for you.
I have read the whole, like, I have read this thing on my own, like, the whole romantic relationships.
Okay.
And it says that I am, like, that I am capable of
Feeling.
of a relationship. And help me, I'm feeling.
Oh, God.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. That was too perfect. All right. So, parenthood.
High five.
Okay. Parenting, like so many other person-to-person relationships, oh god, is a significant challenge to INTJs. I'm loving this. Shut up. Being so heavily invested in rational thought, logic, and analyzing cause and effect, INTJs are often unprepared for dealing with someone who hasn't developed these same abilities, who can't simply walk away from. Yeah. Luckily, INTJs are uniquely capable of committing to a long-term project, especially one as meaningful as parenthood, with all the intellectual vigor that they can muster. Interesting. This one actually surprised me, because I've always wanted to be a parent,
And whenever I'm around kids, I think more of my emotional side does come through. Because I am a very logical, analytical human being. I do like to say that emotions are a hassle and that I wish they didn't exist.
Okay, Sherlock, we get it.
But it's true.
I would have gone with Spock.
But when it comes to being around kids, I do tend to come out with a little bit more emotional support. So I do think that for the most part, this describes me, because I don't know how it would be as a long-term parent. I know myself as a babysitter, but I don't know. I guess we'd have to find out how that one turned out.
So what surprised me most about parenting is that, while I agree with the whole not being able to deal emotionally with children, just because, again, like I said, you know, for the overall, that I'm not an emotional person. I don't handle them well. I just think it's better to keep emotions out of a lot of situations, but that's really hard to do with kids. Because, you know, they are emotions. They're a big bag ball of emotions. That's all they really know how to do. And I feel like that's going to be hard for me to handle. I feel like I'm going to be the person, I'm going to be the mother that's very strict, and the father's going to be the one to like handle all the emotional things. Like, I feel like I'll be there for my kids. I'm not going to be, you know, an awful mother or anything. I care. And that's another thing too, is that while I have this very cynical personality, as soon as I'm around friends, especially good friends, I go like almost into mother mode. Because, especially during concert season, I will be fixing people's ties and their collars, and I'll be straightening necklaces and fidgeting with hair. Like, I am a mother in that sense, and I do care about what people have to say, and I'm really great at giving advice. So it was kind of weird to me that I was told that, you know, besides it being a long-term project, that I really wasn't going to be too good at it. That kind of caught me by surprise, just because especially when I'm around children, my emotional side does tend to come out more. So there you go, that's my personality in a nutshell. If you want to hear more about my personality, you can go to the website that I'm going to post down below for INTJ Personality. Also, if you want to take your own test, you're more than welcome to. If you guys know your personality type, or you happen to have a similar personality type to mine, comment down below, tell me your story, tell me like what's annoying about it, because it is very annoying sometimes, always having people think that you sound really narcissistic or that you know everything, even when you're just talking normally, because it gets really annoying. If you really like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel. I'll link to down below, as well as have a link in this box right here. You can subscribe. Also, be sure to check out my other videos. I don't have that many yet, but I will soon enough. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you later. Bye.